Life is whack. Alright, guys, so, I've got a treat for you today. I know it's been a while since I've made videos and stuff, but yeah, I don't really have a reason. It's just, I've been busy, depressed, sad, a lot of stuff's been going on. So, I have a treat for you today at least. I've got a video for you. I know you guys have been probably waiting for it, maybe not. Honestly, barely anybody watches my channel, so I don't even know who I'm talking to, but just check out this video. I have a story for you guys. That's right, it's story time, but not in the traditional way where I tell you something that happened in my life or something, or a commentary video. Rather, I'm going to read you a story that I wrote myself with my mind and not really my pencil or a paper, just like on Wattpad, but Anyways, it's called OP Man. It's not supposed to be a good story per se. Don't think that, okay? Don't think I'm a really bad writer or anything. I write actually really, really good stories. You can ask my editor. This is just a random comedy bit that I wanted to write. I'm starting to want to write comedy stories, and this is the first one I wrote. So I'm gonna read it to you guys. It's pretty funny. Well, at least I think it's funny. So yeah, it's called OP Man. At least the first story. So it goes like this. Once upon a time, there was this guy, kind of, and he was a man, because of penis. I don't know why I put that. Anyway, let's continue. That's very mature of me. This man's name was Orlando Pete. He was named after his dad, David Thompson, who would be named Orlando Pete if that was his name. If only they knew that Otto. I now realize that first I called him Orlando, now I'm calling him Otto. I switched his name in the middle of the story, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that. For the sake of comedy, not laziness, of course. Otto would become the most powerful superhero to ever live. So one day Otto was reading a book in his apartment in New York, and as he was stepping out of the shower with his book, he proceeded to get into an arm wrestling contest with Hugh Jackman. This happened after Hugh came back from his platypus stroking competition in New Orleans. Don't ask. So after Hugh sprinted out of his house for seemingly no logical and conceivable reason, he heard some strange noises coming from the other side of his side. Because that side was facing the window where the noise was really coming from. So after he turned and shifted his stance towards the window, he saw what looked like a normal everyday city, where normal everyday things happened, of course. That is, until seemingly out of nowhere, a radioactive man enters his apartment and shakes his hand, gives him a hug, takes him out for dinner and a movie, teaches him how to play baseball, introduces him to his wife, takes him to Disney World, gets him drafted to the NBA, takes him to Atlantis, restarts the French Revolution, makes him a bubble bath, teaches him how to read, takes him to a journey inside himself, then throws himself in some radioactivity or something, then does a 360 spin move, throws 5 saliva particles into his hand and slaps him in the face. Then after that, nothing happened, but he received an email from Radioactivity itself, and his computer hadn't installed an antivirus yet, so he got radioactivity poisoning and literally died of death. But then he proceeded to not die, and now he had every superpower, even the ones that don't exist, like, hold on, I'm gonna have a problem reading this. Let me see if I can get it from the first try. Quantum petrurial gyrating. Okay, yes, I kind of got it. The only problem was there was a drawback to his unique scrotubrial abilities. That's really hard to read. That's not even a word. I don't know why I put that there. That I just came up with, as you can see. He was the most OP superhero ever, but he could only use his powers whenever he was wearing a lime green turquoise t-shirt on a Thursday morning in broad daylight. After the sun hides behind a cloud and the light reflects off the head of a perfectly healthy 6-foot-tall, blind, bald man wearing a flannel t-shirt that his grandma gave to him before she died of terminality after a man was institutionally raping her because he asked what would she like to eat at McDonald's on a Sunday evening after the Knicks won a game. Yeah, right. And then the light from that bald man's head shines onto his own face, blinding him and suddenly giving him the ability to tell when people are thinking about Peruvian bull rapists. Again, don't ask me why I put that. But sadly, he died of cancer-inducing cancer. I'm sorry, that was just too funny. I'm sorry. Cancer-inducing cancer. Look, if you don't laugh at that, then I don't know, man. Like, screw you. So he couldn't cure rape disease as he intended, and that's when he passed down his dying wish to his son, which was to have his son get pregnant. But they both started crying because he had 3 twin babies. All of them circumcised and with 4 separate mothers who combined like the Power Rangers to form one collective womb to give birth to them. But then the dad said no and decided to have all 3 of his twin babies himself through his own womb. His dad couldn't have been more prouder of his 5 new grandkids. If you notice, I switched the number like 3 times, I think. No, never mind, just 2. I said 3 at first and then 5. And I don't remember how I started this long drawback, but all that and more needs to happen for him to use his powers. Oh my god. Look, I don't know what to say, man. This story is just really, really whack. And if you want to look for it in Wattpad and stuff, it's called Acid Juice Reflux. And this is just a book with a collection of stories. OP Man is the first story, and Acid Juice Reflux. The name, I don't know where it came from. It just came to me one day. It sounds like the name of a really cool band. So, but there's this other story that I want to promote. That's right, I'm going to promote my work. Hold on, let me find it first. I remember the name of my story, but I want to look at it first. Okay, so it's called The Kronos Effect, by me, BroDude15. So yeah, you should check that out. Also, my editor makes stories as well. His is called The Nephilim's War, and I forgot his name actually. Let me check here, so I can tell you his name, so you can look him up. Gabriel Griffin. Yeah, so you look both of us up and read our stories. Mine is better, of course, but you read them both. You decide what you think about our stories, and yeah, just support us, man. I mean, we ain't getting any money, but support us in that regard. Support our story, vote for our story. We are in a competition right now. I advanced to the second round. I hope I can win. And yeah, this other comedy story, it's not really something serious. I mean, hence why it's comedy, of course, but I mean, it's just something that I'm doing for fun. But I'm gonna put out more stories and hopefully more videos. So yeah, stay tuned. And life lesson for today, really nothing, I guess. Let me think. Yeah, just watch out for those Peruvian bull rapists. They get you. They get you pretty bad. Also, those Miami platypus strokers and those Orlando crocodile humpers. Just watch out for those types of people. They're really weird. And yeah, Taco Cat out.